What's up, guys? PDC here, and sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. I just got busy and then got lazy, but I'll talk about all that in another video. I didn't really want to play anything today because my ladder rankings have kind of decayed. I need to fix that first before I upload another video of me playing, and I think I'm also going to upload another part of the Getting Better Competitive Pokemon series soon. But today I wanted to make a video on basically the most fundamental question pertaining to every PokeTuber: why I played and why I play Pokemon competitively, and what it means to me, why I play the game, why I have been involved in this community for nearly a decade, and really just all that. It's gonna be a very broad video, probably not gonna be, actually no, it probably will be a bit too long, but basically, I'm going to be going over why I choose to stay in this community and why I have a YouTube channel. And the reason I'm making this video, it's not because of any monumental thing that happened or anything. It's really more of I'm a bit inspired by Dice's podcasts, and he talked about spirituality and Pokemon, which maybe I'll link that in the description. And after listening to part of it, I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. It really made me think, what am I doing here? And what are you guys doing here? What is anyone doing here? And I'm not going to make this some stupid, really sappy theoretical video where I'm talking about how, well, we all do this because we all seek some sort of, aggrandizement. And I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm just going to be talking about, why I do play this game and why I'm here. So, first of all, I've been playing competitively, probably since 2009. Before that, I just used to fuck around on Shoddy Battle, and I used to play in-game. And, when I was a kid, I never really liked Pokemon. When I was really young, I don't know if this is true or not, but my parents, they tried to introduce me to playing this game when I was like a really little kid. So maybe when I was, 3 or 4, or maybe younger, 5 or 6. And I don't remember ever really playing Muns as a little kid, a little kid like a lot of you guys did. I never did, just it wasn't something I did. And I was around the age, I'm 19 now, so I was born around the time where Pokemon was still pretty huge. Up until I'd say 2000, maybe 2005, Pokemon was the thing for kids to play. Maybe 2006 or 7, you could go a little past that, but I think, Pokemon is one of the most unifying childhood things that I think exists. I mean, Pokemon is something which I think every kid has played at some point in their life. And knowing that, I mean, I gotta say, playing Pokemon is it's something which I think everyone who has ever been a kid in this who's like even remotely my age probably shared. And I didn't really have that. I started playing Pokemon because, at first I liked the card games. I like to collect the cards, I like to play with the cards, I like to stare at the cards. And I still have a huge collection of Pokemon cards from like 2007 to like 10 when I stopped collecting cards. Which was also the last time I think I bought any Pokemon related merchandise going into middle school and Pokemon becomes uncool. But I always played Pokemon, and the reason I even started it was because my friend, I still remember this at lunch, who moved away now. I haven't talked to him in years. He handed me a card, and I think it was a Vulpix. It was a Vulpix card, and I don't know what was about the card, but I was hooked, and I wanted to keep just getting these cards and collecting and playing this game, and it felt so amazing to just open up a pack of cards and just find everything that you wanted. That might be one of the best feelings of my childhood. So I was older. I was maybe 8 or 9 instead of 5 or 6, when I started playing Muns, and I started playing the card game. I didn't really play it, I just had the cards, to be honest. But, it was something that I did, that I liked doing. And I didn't really have anyone to play it with. Because, while I was hooked on Pokemon, everyone else eventually moved away from it that I knew that played it. I was the kid who played Muns I was one of the only people left who played it. And I feel like that's kind of a story that a lot of us share, that the reason we go online to play Pokemon is because we lost people in real life that would play it with us. And, when that happened, when people stopped playing this game as kids, it was a big moment. I remember back in elementary school, I used to have a computer, and every morning when I would eat breakfast, I would put the laptop down on the table, and I browse my first real form, Poke Beach. And this was maybe '08, early '09. And I wanted to make an account on the forums really bad, but I didn't know how to approach it. I didn't know if I should. So I went and I made an account in like 2009 or whatever, and the rest of that, it's history. I went through a long odyssey of playing the game, of getting mad at the game, of ups and downs, and 10 years later, or nearly 10 years later, I'm still here. And Pokemon has always been something which has been consistent in my life. Outside of maybe a few select friends, Pokemon has been the real thing that I liked doing. It has had some of the same people that I've been friends with. It has retained the same signature idea and composition and everything since I started playing it. I can go and play Gen 4, which was the current metagame that I started playing, and I can feel like I'm an old guy again, like I was a kid again. It really does feel weird, but Pokemon has been the one rock in my life. Everything else has changed. Schools, university, grades, people, money, everything has changed. But, Pokemon has, for better or for worse, stayed the same. And, that's something which I really, really, really like. Pokemon being there for me is something that it's something that's always been there. It's been consistent. And, I really do love the game for that. A lot of people, talk about how they fucking hate the game. And even I sometimes say I hate the game. But I really cannot hate the game just because of what it's given me. It's given me friends. It's given me a place to go to. It's given me an education. It's given me everything. It's given me perspective. It's given me everything. Advice. This is the community that comes from the game. Everything about Mons. The community built around it. And at a certain point, the community becomes what you stay for. You don't come online. I don't know when the switch happened for me, but you don't come online to play Pokemon anymore at a certain point. You come online because your friends are online. And after a rough day, you can go online and you can talk to them. And over the years, I don't know about you guys or how long you guys have been playing, but when I used to play Mons back in '08, '09, some of the faces there have remained the same. There are still people from 2009, which I knew back then that I know now. But most of them have gone. Even some of my people I consider my best friends have disappeared. And there's nothing I can do about it, There's nothing I can say, there's nothing I can do. They're just gone. And them being gone feels weird because, I look at their profiles and I see they haven't logged in since 2010 or 11 or 12 or 13. And I just think, did they ever think about Smogon or competitive Pokemon or that phase in their life they went through when they used to play that game? And I'm sure they do, because for a certain time, they logged in every single day after high school or whatever, came home and played and talked. And like I said, I think that at any rate, some of these people, they gotta think like that. And I know that, like I said, some of you guys have not been on forever, but, for what it's worth, I've seen faces change a lot around here over the years I've been playing. And it's kind of weird because, you know, when I think about old stories and like, oh, when we all used to hang out in this one IRC chat, or back in 2011 this happened, I can't help but be nostalgic and be like, you know, back in 2011, God, I was in middle school when in 2011. I was in freaking middle school. And those guys that I used to come online to see every day don't exist online anymore. They're gone. And that's something that, you know, it's hard to come to terms with, and it's even harder to, you know, really even just believe, because you know, like I said, because some of you guys have probably not been online forever as long as I have. You've probably not had that time where your entire friend group just switches, and then switches again, and then switches again, and then again, and again, and again, and again. And, you know, over the years, I've been in dozens of cliques, dozens of jerks, dozens of different, you know, little outlets. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, you know, that it's very weird how, you know, someday, you know, if you really do plan on taking this thing you know, taking it for a ride, you know, playing Pokemon forever, I gotta say, it's very strange how you'll be in one chat and then that chat will somehow die because some people stop being active and then it will implode. A chat that you might have talked in every day for a year or two or three, and then it just dies, and then that's it. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it, because it's one of the weirdest feelings ever, you know? You lose contact with people in real life sometimes, but you think that, you know, you're never going to lose contact with the people you meet online, you know, with the friends you meet here. And then it just happens. It just goes away. They stop deciding to come online every day, and that's it. You don't see them again. How does this relate to Pokemon? Well, it's because this is one of the essential experiences of playing Pokemon at a high level. You get to be in this little community, in this little clique where everyone knows your name and you're all friends, and you stop talking just about EV spreads and IVs and what team this guy brought to a tournament and how bad it was, and you start talking about other things. And, you know, when you stop playing Pokemon and everyone around you does play Pokemon, you know, even though you can still talk to these guys, you stop becoming current. You kind of fade away. And that's why it's weird, you know? There was a time when I didn't come online all that often, and I stopped playing Pokemon for about a little under 9 months. And during that time, you know, I felt like I was really losing footing and ground and friends in the community, because I lost that unifying, you know, factor. Because, you know, no matter what anyone says, playing is important in this community. Because if you stop playing, then you kind of lose out. You lose out on current events because, you know, even though we talk about mostly other things in our little jerks and chats, the big unifying experience is that we all play or played. And when you stop playing and you hang out with these guys, it feels weird. Because even though they're your friends, you know, I mean, it's just strange. And that's something that I kind of started playing Pokemon again, one, to feed my own desires of becoming the best ever and being unshackled, and also at the same time to kind of reassert myself, to remember that, you know, what I was once in this community, to be like, yeah, I'm still in this, but I don't have the drive to do that anymore. You know, I really think about, you know, all these people who, like TDK and ABR and BKC, who have this, you know, ridiculous enthusiasm for the game. And I don't know if I ever had that in the first place. Maybe for a short time, during maybe like SPL 6 that year, 2015. But anymore, I don't know if I can say that. And it's a weird thing seeing people that otherwise you would talk about every day. Like I'll use ABR as an example. I used to talk to ABR nearly every single day when I played SPL because I would always be asking him about Pokemon and we'd always be talking about Pokemon. And we'd be good friends because Pokemon, and we'd test together because we both played Pokemon. And I felt like we were better friends because we played Pokemon. Or, people like TDK, when I played Pokemon, I'd always ask him for advice on SPL teams. I'd always ask him for teams for help. And I just don't do that anymore with those guys. We're still in the same chats. We still talk, still play games together. We still talk about anime or music or whatever, but it's just not the same. And that's a big reason why I feel like becoming crust, to use that term, is really a bad thing. Because for a lot of the old guys who come back, their unifying, factor is not that they play Pokemon anymore. But for us, it still is. And when I ask myself why I still play Pokemon, I do it for a lot of reasons. I want to do it, I want to manage in Snake and SPL because I want to still feel like I'm still a part of the community and that I matter. I want to still feel like my voice has some impact. When I left the council, I basically retired from any position I ever would have of authority forever. Because that was it. I don't play OU anymore. I'm not good at Sun and Moon. I don't understand the metagame. I mean, I understand it better now because I'm playing it a lot, but I cannot bring myself to play, these tournaments anymore. I don't have the drive. I don't have the enthusiasm. I don't really care about winning them. I care about winning old gen tours, but those only come around once in a while, and I'm not good enough at most old gens to be picked up purely for that. I used to be one of the best current gen players, and while I consider myself a person who can win against anybody, when it comes to being a selective pick, I'm not really a specialist anymore. I used to play DVP in SPL, but that was a while ago, and I don't really build it anymore. I mean, when it really comes down to it, I think that I play Pokemon for a million reasons. I play Pokemon because I want to have something to come home to. I play Pokemon because it's the rock that has never moved in my life. And that, no matter how bad my day was, no matter what happened, no matter how shitty I feel, I can always come online and expect there to be somebody else with me. I play Pokemon because it's an authority position, one of the few I have in life. I play Pokemon and I come online because I, in a way, am addicted to it. And I play Pokemon specifically to make sure that the bonds that I make don't decay and dissipate and go away just because I stop clicking buttons. And that's the scary thing about it all, because some people will probably never have this problem. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I do, because I've noticed that over the year that I really stopped playing, most of my really close friends are those that don't really focus on relationships based on Pokemon. And my old friends that I used to talk about basically the same things, a lot of it was founded on Pokemon. And, we all meet each other because we all play Pokemon. And seeing, past relationships decay is just a natural thing. But it's something that happens. And I don't want it to. Even though, in all honesty, it probably must and will. I love this game because it's creative, it's fun, it's nice, it's cool, you can really be creative in it. But I really stick around because of the community. I don't think I'd be able to play this game, if I couldn't go after, be like, oh, I got fucking hacked by this guy, I can't believe it, in a chat after I lose a game. I don't think I'd be able to do it. And that's one of the big reasons, I'm still here. I have YouTube. I have all these things which I consider, staples of my online experience. And I think that's it. So what I'm going to go do now is I'm going to go take some antibiotics and going to render this video. So I'll see you guys later. How's that for an outro? All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.